I'm Kevin Walsh, and we're in Home and Finance in Ulverston, and I'm in charge of the accounts department. That involves the general day-to-day running and dealing with small businesses in the area, very much in the local area. We do deal with businesses further afield, but we really try to focus on the local area. We're a local small business ourselves, and we really try to appreciate that and empathise with other local businesses. I think the ethos behind the Home and Finance Accountancy is to be proactive rather than reactive. We felt, having dealt with accountants for many years, that it was always a case of looking back at what had happened, and it's almost too late at that point to do anything different and change anything. And I think probably about 40% of what we do is actually the accounts production to comply with revenue guidelines and criteria. But I think the other part of the job is really to try and help and empathise with the small business and come up with ideas to beat the problems that will arise at a later date.
How do you sort of stand out, particularly within a strong all-encompassing brand like Home and Finance? How do you make your department stand out?
Yes. It is. We're slightly different. On an average, we tend to be about 20% cheaper than the competition, but without the lack of service. I think, if anything, we'll probably give 20% more service than the average competition. This year, a big problem we've seen, and we've seen it with a lot of our self-employed and limited company clients, is obtaining finance through a mortgage. And being independent financial advisors as well, we can guide people and offer genuine guidance on mortgage products. Mortgages are very difficult to obtain at the moment under the new legislation. We can offer guidance and point people in the right direction for that. For such a simple thing like that, it's quite a big thing at the moment. I think it gives us a competitive edge in terms of simple things like perhaps the business insurance. We can actually look after the business insurance and quote for it. Being that BIBA independent brokers, we can look at that, and if perhaps we can save somebody a couple of £100 on the business insurance, that's a good saving to make in a year. We can take care of that, we can look after it, and then it's one point of contact. You're not dealing with somebody call centre based wherever. You are dealing here, and if anything were to go wrong, you'll come in and you'll see us, and that's quite a good connection to have. The pool we have with the insurance companies is quite considerable. We can often sort things out for people rather than sorting it out themselves. So it's not just the cost saving that's the advantage, it's then the time that we'll save, and that we'll deal with everything on your behalf, saving you the time, which then leaves you free to do other things, either enjoy the time, or if you won't, go out there and work. It's fine, isn't it? But let us take the problem on board and we'll sort it out for you. It starts from basic bookkeeping, paperwork sorting, VAT, the full accounts, and one thing we've seen over the last 2 years is a big impact, is the payroll. Just a simple task like payroll administration, 2-3 years ago it wasn't a problem. This year, with the introduction of RTI, it's suddenly become a major headache for a lot of businesses. We've taken that on board, and we will sort everything out for RTI. We'll take care of everything, and you don't need to do a thing. In Barrow, we are letting agents as well as estate agents, and we deal with a lot of the landlords' taxation affairs. A lot of the landlords, whether they've got into buy-to-let properties through choice, or in some circumstances it isn't through choice. I think where it isn't through choice, there's a big worry for them about the whole scenario, the taxation. We can take that on board from management, collecting the rent, finding the tenant, and we can then just sort the taxation out, and the landlord needs to have no input at all and take care of everything. I think there's a lot of landlords that do appreciate when we do that. Yes, I've been with the company now, I think, just in excess of 20 years. Kevin Walsh Senior, but he's obviously my father. It's a family company, I think. You could say very family orientated. We've got the other director in Millen, who's Paul Waddington, and Paul's daughter works within the company as well. His wife has worked in the company as well. So I think, yes, it's very family orientated. My wife, Kelly Walsh, has just started working in the Barrow office 3 months ago, and she's heading up the legal department. She's a solicitor in Barrow, so again, lovely link, lovely connection.